The good loved him, the bad loved him, the Muslims loved him, the non-Muslims loved him. Everybody loved Salahuddin. And what did this king leave behind him? King of Egypt, king of Syria, Lebanon, Yemen. What did he leave behind him? He left 1 dinar and 47 dirhams, some armor and a horse. This is all he left behind him. They had to borrow money for his janazah. But I'll tell you what he left behind him. He left a legacy behind him. He left a legacy behind him. And this is why we are gathered here today. Salahuddin is one of the greatest heroes of Islam. And this is why we have gathered here to remember this. But the problem with many Muslims has become today, or with all Muslims, is that we live off our legacy. Nobody aspires to be a Salahuddin. Nobody tries to be a Umar ibn Khattab or Abu Dhar or Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu or a Khadija or a Fatima. Nobody aspires to be like them. We live off our legacy. We remember these people, but none of us aspire to be like them. As a poet says, he said the Muslims come to the grave of Salahuddin, and they come again and again. And what do? They stand by the grave of Salahuddin and they say, Qum ya Salahuddin, Qum. Oh Salahuddin, stand. Stand up, oh Salahuddin, we need you. Can't you see what's happening in Iraq? Can't you see what's happening in Afghanistan? Can't you see the supine, spineless leaders that we have? Oh Salahuddin, we need you to liberate the holy lands. He says, the poet says, they come and they say, Qum ya Salahuddin, Qum, hatta ishtaka marqaduhu min hawlihi al-afuna. He says, they come to his grave and they say, oh Salahuddin, stand. Until his grave began to complain about the stench around it. And the poet says, كم مرة في العام توقظونه كم مرة على الجدار الجبن تجلدونه أيطلب الأحياء من أمواتهم معونة. He said, how many times in the year are you going to wake Salahuddin up? He said, how many times are you going to whip Salahuddin for your own cowardice? And then he says sarcastically, أَيَطْلُبُ الْأَحْيَاءُ مِنْ أَمْوَاتِهِمْ مَعُونَ. He said, has it come to this stage that the living have started asking their dead for help? The living have started asking their dead for help. And this is why, my dear respected brothers and sisters, as I said and as Ismail, explained the situation, it is an obligation for us to assist these people. And it cannot be short term. It cannot be short-lived. As long as BBC has it on their front page, we remember it. No, this must be sustained. Muslims must be people who are ready to sacrifice. We can't be cowardice because we believe in a hereafter. You can't celebrate the life of Salahuddin and Umar ibn Khattab and then be cowardice yourself. We have everything, by Allah. We have everything. And then we are worried. What will our counselors say? We are worried. Is this the kind of life that Muslims have started to live? Abdullah ibn Zubayr once said, when he was challenging Hajjaj, he said, death in honor is better than life in disgrace. And there was a woman in the Spanish Civil Wars, she said, an amazing statement, she said, it is better to die on your feet than live crawling on your knees. And many of us have decided to live crawling on our feet. And we will give our excuses. It's hikmah. It's hikmah. Now I know there are certain places where it's hikmah, but this cannot translate into cowardice.
ودع عنك الرقدا إنه الإسلام عاد في سبيل الله قد سرنا وأعلنا الجهاد